Make these videos. They're more made for uh, they're made for intelligent thinking to reach people to be intelligent. They're not made to quote unquote trend. They're all good enough to stand on their own. That you know, if for some reason people look at it and go, "This has 2 million views," they'll go watch it and go, "Well, it should have more," right? And so that's just logic mandates that. When someone's speaking truthfully and faithfully and intelligently, that people should listen, right? Logic mandates that. And you sit and shit, I don't give a fuck about what Stephen A. Smith's thoughts are about John Morant. Money isn't real, and people doing propaganda turd bag shit for it are stupid and have no intrinsic value and can't protect children from egos, right? So I'll righteously give a fuck. And since I am the standard and the redemption of the standard of male human behavior and thought, words, and actions, and truth, and faith, and love, and all the righteous words that people attempt to use, but don't apply them in physics. So I don't really sit around and go, I'll get things in my dreams and go, I can wake up and go, no, you don't need to make 2-minute videos and put the little words on there and say, I learned not to be pissed off anymore. How to keep my namaste. I don't have to do none of that shit. It's not essential. I'm the Messiah. Okay? Donald Trump's not the Messiah. Joe Rogan's not the Messiah. The Obamas aren't the Messiah. So it doesn't matter what they do. I'm right. They're wrong. I'm good. They're bad. I'm truthful. They're participating in lie. Right. So there's the only thing I can do is just be good, right, and truthful, and it'll take care of itself. The guy from the Book of Revelation. So and you explain that to people, and John this morning told me, no, all they do is pray that you're engaged in voodoo, that you can't talk to me, even though you explain to him past, present, future operate at the same time. So who is John? John's talking to Jesus in the book of okay, so every time somebody's talking to somebody in the Bible, it's to Jesus. But what about Gabriel? What about Michael? Well, they're Jesus's henchmen. They're his angels, right? Okay. And then so you sit there and you go, wait, none of this shit your pastor tells you for money holds water. Tell him to go fuck off. He couldn't mathematically equate his way out of his wallet. Okay? He's a rotten little bastard. Okay? Or she is, because they also come in female, Joyce Meyer, so forth. Right? So, they're just an extension of Constantine and Jerome. And Constantine and Jerome are both genocidal propaganda networkers, right? Just like all the people you vote for president and all the people that you get all excited because they win awards. You win the Oscar, this. Anybody involved in awards over philanthropy are involved in Goebbels type activity, right? Liquidate the assets, take advantage of the new real estate, so you know how they are. You know how you are. There's lots of, I've got the looks, you've got the brains, let's make lots of money. I got the perfect plan, right? You know how you are. Pet Shop Boys and East End Boys and West End Girls. You know exactly how you are. Let's take a ride and run with the dogs tonight in suburbia. You can smell the money and the sex 10 miles away, 50 miles away, 100 miles away, 1,000 miles away. There goes the yacht, right? And so the minnow would be lost. You're like sitting there going, wouldn't the Hals be on their own yacht with their own captain? And yeah, most likely yes. And Ginger, wouldn't she be on the yacht with the Hals? Right. So technically the only passengers that should be on the minnow are the professor and Marianne, right? Not for the courage, for a 3-hour tour, right? I'm just not feeling, Ginger Grant not being on the house thing with Rock Hudson and Robert Stack and the guy from Heart to Heart and Natalie Wood. Well, Natalie just went over the side, right? You know what I'm saying? You're terrible. Like Trend, find out the real facts. It'll help me more than you ever know. Yeah, you're an asshole. Okay. You know you're an asshole. Watch these videos with these two swollen up brothers, the black guys. Well, our mom had us watch stuff that made us be racist too. Watch us watch Roots. Roots didn't make you be racist. Alex Haley wasn't making people be racist. Alex Haley was trying to stop people from abusing people because of the perception of race. He wasn't trying to get people to be racist. Okay? That Lou Grant's character was white. Richard Thomas's character is white. George, the guy who's the overseer who gets upset because he has to try to save Tom's life, because he's white. Okay? There are lots of good white people represented in the story that Alex Haley gives you about Roots. Okay? It's just, and there's bad black people in the stories. Okay? The ones who catch Kunta Kinte. Okay, they're not good black people, they're bad black people, right? You don't go run and catch a guy and sell him into slavery. Now, I'm a good person. I had to do it. I had to pay my bills. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Behold, the only thing greater than yourself. Allah, kiss me once more, right? Where you love like heaven, right? So, dumbasses. Yes, sir, yes, sir. So, and then I get, people in prayer, like, I had tried to, Anna's son, talk to John, he'll talk to you. No, they didn't talk to me. They prayed to Jesus to stop you from believing in voodoo. Seriously? Yeah. Fuck. Okay. They didn't talk to John. You tell them, talk to John. No, they ain't going to talk to John. They're going to pray to Jesus. And Jesus says, the spirit of me told you to talk to John, not to me. Girl. You don't listen to me, I don't have to listen to you. What do you think, you're a nun? Yeah, driving a school bus on the freeway in L.A. A bunch of kids in the back flipping off people from Ohio that drive slow because they don't know where they're at and all. So, whoa. Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP, right? The Lobos are coming back in this game I'm watching with the Mustangs, but I'm pretty certain that the Mustangs will win. That was a cheap call because they have so much talent. I think they can come back and bring the game back into check and win it and stuff. But bring Isaiah back out there and let him, because he can have his way a lot of times with the defense and stuff. I just think that the kids, I think they kind of like the kids at Sal Ross, and they just don't have a real killer instinct to beat the shit out of them. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Like old Ned Wilkes teams, that used to play to the level of competition with Fat Lever and Kurt Nymphius and Johnny Nash and Byron Scott and everything like that. Kids that are, like Clyde Drexler said, the guys will come up to you, my parents are here tonight. Don't embarrass me, right? That's not a weakness. That's, just shows that he's a good-hearted woman in love with a good time, and man, that they're just not real snarky, aggressive, abusive kids. So that's why they're in Division II, right? You know what I mean? So, yeah, snarky people suck. Oh, they do. They get that smirk. Smirky. It's like, oh, fuck, seriously? Then what happens? Then when you whoop their ass, they push you into their girlfriends sitting on the bench laughing because they deserved it, right? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's how smirky, hot jock people work. So you're going to do that? Yeah, you do know this is the 21st century. David Rockefeller set it up to where there's a camera up everybody's ass and a quantum computer now that can hold on to all the information. Okay, and 2 and 2 is 4. Life's eternal grace is infinite. Forgive debt and trespass. Love one, eternal faithful peace. If your business is in the business of trying to make sure that we don't live the Lord's Prayer, hey, guess what? You're all in the Epstein files. I shouted out who killed the Kennedys when in fact it was you and me. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. All right. What's puzzling you is the nature of my game. It's not puzzling them. You're just trying to win the game. Yeah. Put it on your phone. You'll win $2 million instantly. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. Yeah. Holy Jihad, Batman. Yeah. He didn't really explain it too well. He was making money to fuck. Okay. Old Mick Jagger there. There you go. Please don't sing Martha Reeves anymore with David Bowie. It sucked. Please. That people actually paid money to hear you sing it is insane. That they should have paid you money to shut up. Please just shut up and play Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, somebody needed to say it because Bernie Mac didn't. You know what I'm saying? If I give you money, will you stop singing that? Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right for dancing in the street. They're dancing in L.A., Baltimore, and D.C. now dancing in the street. Don't forget the Motor City. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. There'll be people swaying and records playing and dancing in the street. They're dancing in the street. Yeah, it's a good song. Don't listen to Bowie and Jagger sing it. It sucks. Okay. Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. I command you. I'm the Messiah and I command you. The power of Christ compels you. Okay, I'm just kidding her. Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. Tell Bowie and Jagger, what the hell? Shut up. Go sing your own music. Anything past the 70s, you guys did suck. Don't sing anymore. She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter till it's gone. Did you ever else like that song when you were a kid? Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you? When you change with every new day, still I'm gonna miss you. It was a pretty good tone. Yeah, get off my cloud. Yeah, 19th nervous breakdown. That was a good one. Hey, you get off of my crowd. That was a pretty good one. What was the other ones? Under My Thumb. Okay, it's a horrible song. The premise is terrible, but the beat is really good, and the melody and tempo, yeah, that's probably one of my favorites of theirs. And yeah, boom, boom, boom. Under my thumb is a girl who wants push me around. It's down to me. The way she talks when spoken to, down to me. The change has come, she's under my thumb. You know, the way Donald Trump felt about Melania for the longest time. Ooh, for the longest time. She should be like, I got the quantum computing now. Is that like Loretta Lynn having the pill and then having to politically correct herself by coming out with Here in Topeka? Okay, yeah. You committed suicide there. All the right-wing conservatives hate you now. You're in Topeka. One's on the way. That's it. One's on the way. Right on. There you go. Carol. Everybody knows that was like a political correctness to I got the pill. The pill's not nearly as popular and or still famous as One's on the Way. It's a cute song. The pill one, you can't keep me barefoot and pregnant. I got the pill now. And you can't tell me what to do. I'm not your property. I'm your wife. If you want to keep me barefoot and pregnant and make me into your property, this is a different world than where you came from. Okay? Washington, Lincoln, Adams. I'm just kidding. Lincoln wasn't that way. No. Lincoln was a good kid. Washington was an aristocrat. Jefferson, they were all aristocrats. They fancied themselves better philosophers and more enlightened than aristocrats. But when it gets right down to it, if you don't understand the Lord's Prayer and don't try to apply it in physics, and you have lots of money and no idea what's whack and what's dope, you're an aristocrat. which cats are blessed with the wear and tear. And then you have creme de la Edgar and end up at Napoleon's farm with Lafayette. Or girl, you know it's true. And you also end up lip syncing your way to the Grammys. See, if I made a 3-minute video, this wouldn't be nearly as intelligent and entertaining, okay, as the other videos. I would be like trying to be like Stephen A. Smith, talk a lot, as people talking. He does samba with one fucking note, right? I'm so upset with your mama fucking Morant. He could have been one of the greatest basketball players of all time before Albert, right? And you'd be like, no, man, he's a very good basketball player. He's very talented, right? Very talented. Okay, but he was too egotistical, narcissistic, and emotionally unstable to maintain any kind of good basketball decorum with his teammates. You could tell by his old man. Okay, there's a huge difference between James Jordan and John Morant's old man. Okay, James Jordan had decorum. Michael doesn't have a gambling problem. Michael has a competition problem. Michael needs to understand how to control himself. Okay. James Jordan just had more decorum. He had more couth than John Morant's old man. John Morant's old man, the motherfucker think he bad, right? That boy think he bad. Yeah, I play like a faggot nigger and a joto negro. It's in Espanol. Joto negro Espanol, faggot nigger in English. And Ebonics, that boy think he bad. There you go. Tell Stephen A. Smith I said, shut the fuck up and leave coaches alone, unless, of course, they're abusing the players or the staff or sexually abusing people. Otherwise, don't call for him to lose his job because they're not winning as many games for marketing as he used to. And sometimes that happens. Money's a horse. She'll lie with anybody. Trust, honor, and character will only lie with those who are worthy. If someone is trying to be the best Eddie Robinson basketball coach at Winston-Salem State that he can't keep up with the Joneses because he can't butter the palms like Nick Nolte was doing with Penny and Shaq and the white kid. I don't know who that was. But you know what I'm saying? Blue chippers. Okay, so if you dumb as fuck, do you know you dumb as fuck? And every time you talk for money and you get money and you get an instant gratification for being dumb as fuck, does that make you feel like you dumb as fuck? Because money is vulgar intercourse. Forgive debt and trespass, loved ones. That people accepting money over the Lord's Prayer is what got Jesus crucified and resurrected and makes you all believe he's God. So if I clone myself, does that make me God? I want to know. Okay? If Mark Zuckerberg's on his 3rd clone and Elon Musk is on his 8th, does that make them God times 3 and 8? I want to know what makes you cry. If Antoine LaVey is cloned as a younger asshole, does that make him God? But that makes him even a more special God than Jesus because he comes back as a younger asshole than he was before. Right? Is Dolly God? Because isn't a clone a form of resurrection? Does that make the sheep God? Bah. Okay, so if people can clone you, does that make you God? You die in a car accident, bam, I clone you, you're alive again. Hey, it's a miracle, it's God, right? God did it, right? Is that what you require for the evidence of the Messiah being the perfect eternal Father that gives us faith, immaculate faith and infinite glory? Because if that is, you're an asshole. You're cloning sheep in England. You're one of the Rothschilds' top scientific manipulators. You're Q from that misogynistic bitch of a man, what's his name? Bond, 007. Yeah, Martini, shaken, not stirred. There you go, asshole. In her glass was a bleeding man. You can't always get what you want. But if you find sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. A good ass kicking. Okay. What was the name of that album? Linda had it. Hot Rocks or whatever, I can't remember. You know, she would never say where she came from. And Linda's favorite song was Angie. And I was like, it gets on my nerves kind of. Angie, you beautiful. Angie, Angie. I was like, he whined too much in that one. He'd be crying all the time. Can he sing something a little bit more? He's getting on my nerves with that one. Man. You can't always get what you want. I kind of like that one. Sympathy for the Devil. Yeah, I was all right. And I'm pleased to meet you. Hope you guess mine. But, you know, they be talking, you know, to music. A lot of people call it music. It's not really music. It's like sampling people's talented music and then talking about yourself for money. It's not music. But there's rap. Yeah, I understand. Because, you know, literally, you know, talking to music, that's literally what Laura Clark does with Yesterday When I Was Young. It's damn good, though. Yeah. And almost any Tom T. Hall song, you know, he's pretty much almost talking. The I love little rubber ducks, you know, foam, you know, latex, you know, foam latex boobies and hips. Okay, I don't really love them, but I think I do, because I think with my genitalia. And what happens? Then I get a really good lawyer and I get anything I want. Right? Okay. So I love turkey and a sandwich. Yeah, barbecue turkey. That was a good day. Yeah, that Rudy's barbecue. Their barbecue turkey sandwiches are very good, guys. But money isn't real, and share, care, given accordance to need. Just tell people how to barbecue the turkey, right? Everything's good. Hey, done a nice job on your basketball barn, and this is a nice backyard. Isn't it, though? How's my garden? Check out my garden. How do we do that? How's your garden grow? Okay. We put manure on our rhubarb and manure on our flowers. Okay. And then cream on the rhubarb, not on the flowers. Don't put cream on the flowers. Don't cream the flowers or the corn. It makes Father Mulcahy very mad. Okay. That's from MASH. Remember, you creamed it, you ninny. It's corn on the cob. Okay. But you remember that one, Phil and Christopher? Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to load this one. And the White House is in full panic mode. So is the Pentagon. They are losing all control of all things high tech to protect people from bad thoughts, words, and actions. Yeah, they're losing all control of it. Data centers ain't going to help you. Data centers are just going to be able to make it to where the quantum computing can take control of the data centers to, you know, so the more you panic and the more data centers you build, the more you this and the more robots you build, the more you just go, 25 people went in the water. Only 23 came out. Temple of Set Illuminati, only half-baked. Okay. Most horrible organization in the history of the world. Home invading child molesters for money. We, the Temple of Set Illuminati, have a pyramid with an eye on top that sees everything. The money all on the bottom there, right? Maybe you guys should have paid more attention to the pyramid of success of, what was his name? John Wooden, you know. You have to have faith in God first. Okay. Well, then where does money come into all this, you know? Because at the bottom of the pyramid, maybe you should look at God as omniscient and omnipotent and have nothing to do with the wackology of the pyramid builders of the crazy fucking wacko Egyptians. They did fuck up their entire ecosystem and mass murder through disease almost all their populace through doing so. Yeah, that's true. You know, history doesn't always repeat itself, but you'll find it often rhymes. Thank you, Samuel Clemens. Thank you. Someone stole the copy of Tom Sawyer. No one knew who he was in his hometown. You know, they didn't know. They knew Samuel Clemens was Mark Twain. They just couldn't prove it because he was Mark Twain and not Samuel Clemens. But that motherfucker talking about us. Oh, yeah, you self-righteous shithead, slave-holding hypocrites. He was talking about you. Well, why the fuck not? Somebody's got to kick your ass. Okay, guys. Love you, all right? Peace out. Prince and the Pauper.